Okay. All right, Chris, thank you for joining me today. So today we have Chris, and he is a business owner in Virginia, and he's going to talk about the years of experience that he's had and the different um, challenges and how he's overcome them in the area of general contract work.
Okay, so I've been in business on my own for about 55 years, believe it or not. I started up when I was right around 15, and I just found that there were certain needs that people had, and hey, I was there to do whatever they needed. But the biggest um, problem I ran across business-wise was not a thing of uh, getting the getting the work. It was always a thing of like, how do I do all this work? You know, because it was so easy to actually get work. Look, whatever you want to do in life, there's somebody on this planet that needs it done or wants it done. But my two big operating bases that I found um, that I operated on was do a good job and be on time. And the way I came up with that was the fact that like I would talk to different people who would, have a contractor come over, do some work for them or what have you. And the complaints that I kept hearing was the guy didn't do a good job or he wasn't on time or both, you know. And really the thing that was not at the top of the list was, oh, he charged me too much. That was usually one of the last things. Um, but if the guy didn't show up and he didn't do a good job, price, no matter what price it was, you know what, it was too much, you know. So once I kind of wired it down to like, you know, here's the complaints. The guy didn't show up on time, or he didn't do a good job. So I figured, okay, what I'm going to do in business, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to be there on time and I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to do a job superior to whoever, in the business or not, you know. Um, and that goes with me as far as like, whatever job I got involved in, even if I didn't do that kind of work before, that particular activity, I would study up on it. I'd make sure I was the best around. I'd go over to the person's house, do the job. They would look at what I did and they would just go, oh my God, this is so good. Well, that right there, believe it or not, that's the best advertising you can get. Now, a person would ask me, "Hey, you mind if I tell a friend about you?" Yeah, sure, it's okay. And then they would tell friends, and then those friends would tell other friends, and it would just balloon out. It was like for me, it was always extremely easy to get work. The part that became a problem was how do I get all this work done now? You know, but I've done general contracting and I can do anything on a house. And, primarily like nowadays you can go onto YouTube, you can go wherever online and you can get well educated. If you want to get educated on it, you can get educated on it. There's somebody out there that will teach you. But you've got to watch when you go onto YouTube. This is what I found. You've got to be able to more or less pick out the guys who know what they're talking about. And usually, if you run across a guy who knows what he's talking about, you'll listen to it and you'll go, you know what, that makes sense. That's a very simple thing. Yeah, that makes total sense. So the truth, when it's a real truth, it's pretty much simple. It's not a complicated thing. So if you ever watch any videos on YouTube having to do with, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's pretty simple, pretty concise, you know that you're heading on the right path of truth. And if it gets complicated, the guy, I would say he really doesn't know what he's talking about, for the most part. But yeah, going into business is actually a pretty easy thing. All you got to do is count what you like. And trust me, what you want to do work wise, and what is interesting to you to be able to do, There's somebody out there that'll pay you to get that thing done. I don't care if it's picking up dog doo doo. You know, there's somebody out there. There's guys that walk dogs. My God, you know. But yeah, it's actually a pretty easy thing.